Happy Wednesday, everyone. We are halfway through the week, and it's a chilly one today.
It's really cold out there.
It is so cold.
I almost had a different outfit on today, and then I stood on my little porch, and I was like, this is a terrible idea. It was like a pink short-sleeve dress. I was like, no.
I checked the First Alert weather app, and I went, oh, yeah, no, we're going to wear a sweater dress today in spring, during spring.
It's chilly in the building a little bit, and it feels like February, but that's okay, because we're going to Bigby today.
To warm us up.
Yeah, we're going to warm us up. Now, I have to ask a question. If you could share a coffee with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive? Oh, God.
That's a put you
this
on
is
the spot
Yeah,
question.
no, this is a loaded question. And I feel like there's a lot of names. Oh, there you go. Probably like Mother Teresa or someone, or
yeah, someone like that, or
Gandhi, or like someone who has like a lot of insight into the world, and they just want to bring peace to the world. I think that would be awesome to pick their brain on.
I would like to Jane Goodall, because I'm jealous of her job. And
that would be sweet.
Yeah,
that would be sweet. Or like Amelia Earhart or someone.
I've got questions for her.
Yeah, I've got lots of questions. So that's why I'm like, let's sit down for coffee. We're gonna have a few coffees, okay?
Be like, where you been?
What was it like?
What was it like?
That'd be terrifying.
I have so many questions, but yeah.
Do the journey she went on.
Coffee chats. So I'm gonna ask a bunch of people this question today because I think it's a good question to ask. But I also have another question for you today that has to do with the show.
Okay.
What is on your bucket list that you have not yet done?
Okay, there's a few, and a few of them will be done this year, which I'm excited about.
What are they?
One is, oh, and now I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm thinking like paragliding, not bungee jumping. Why am I forgetting the name?
Skydiving?
No, I want to do that though. I want to skydive. Zip lining. Bingo, there it is.
Okay.
Skydiving I want to do. I love a great thrill, while knowing that I'm safe. You know, I want to make sure that I'm safe, so I am a little nervous for these.
I know.
But I'm a risk taker. I love, enjoying life, the adrenaline. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So sometimes we just have to bring it down a bit.
Yeah, just have to bring it down a bit.
Or like, sharks terrify me, but I think just like being in I don't know actually if I could do that one. Hold up. I don't know. Like, what would you do?
Ooh, if it was like a tiger shark, like a little tiger shark, I think I could.
It'd be sweet to see a great white, but then I'm like, I don't feel safe. Like, get me out now.
Yeah. I pet a rehabbed great white once. Like
when?
He was a little years ago. I was a kid. I just got to pet, but he was like really injured. So he was he'll be in this rehab center for the rest of his life. But he was actually kind of teeny because he was injured as a teen, and he was slimy. He was very slimy.
See that? That's.
Bucket list wise, I would like to visit at least 2 of the 7 wonders of the world. Just like 2. I don't need to see all of them. I can research them, but I'd like to see at least 2.
Realistic. See, that's the other thing too, keeping them realistic.
Yeah, I don't think I'll make it to all 7 in my lifetime. But yeah, just at least 2, just so I can say I did it. And I'm, they're old. I like old things.
History. You love your history.
I've got a little thing for history. Just, but this is relevant. I'm not just asking you these questions because we're talking about bucket lists. What do you have on your bucket list? Because I feel like, around summertime, that's when us Michiganders can get a little bit more like outside and do things and think about like things that we're going to actually do now that we're not, bundled in a huge jacket. So we're talking about that in the show, but then also I'll be at Big B all throughout the hour. I'm talking about buy one, give one. That's why I asked you, who would you have coffee with? Because I'm thinking about like, who would if I could give it to anyone in the world, who would I give coffee to? And I want you to keep that in mind. And once you have your answer, you should join us at 3 p.m. because we're going to be talking all about buy one, give one, why buy one, give one is so cool. I love the concept because buy one, get one. I never know what to do with the second coffee. Buy one, give, it's a direction. It tells you what to do with it. So,
and it's just a kind gesture.
It is.
Pick me up for someone.
Yeah. It is totally a kind gesture, and I think it makes you feel better too when you're giving someone coffee. And yeah, so we'll see you at 3 p.m. over at Big B. We're going to the one on Michigan Ave near Frandor. So if you're not doing anything, we'd love to hang out with Joe. We'll be there from 3 to 4.
On this Wholesome Wednesday on Studio 10.
Wholesome Wednesday. I like that. Wholesome Wednesday. Also, if you haven't had the chance to check out the Peregrine Falcons, do that because they're really, really cute. She's really fluffy.
She is.
She's really fluffy. She's just enjoying life. I think that's Mama. Yep.
Yes, Mama. She on top of the eggs right now.
Yeah, she's just enjoying life, so go check them out because they're really fluffy and cute. But we will see you at 3 p.m.
Yes, we will see you soon, Claudia. And I'm just going to keep this on for a little bit because we know how cold it is outside, if you've been outside. So we'll wait a little bit to hear from the weather. But for the time being, you're taking a live look at the MSU Falcon Cam. If you joined us yesterday on Mid-Michigan Matters, you were able to see that we spoke to the MSU Fisheries and Wildlife Club on Michigan State University's campus. And the president of that club came in to talk about talk about the peregrine falcons, talk about the mom, the couple, how they prepare for all of the, the eggs before they hatch into chicks. We were introduced to the 4 chicks before they hatch. So of course you can't really distinguish them right now because, well, they're still eggs. But once they do hatch, they'll be, giving the names to those chicks and just a lot of great stuff. The president of the club actually told us that within the next week, they expect the hacks, I'm talking way too fast. The eggs to hatch. I was mixing up hatch and eggs. I don't know what happened there, a little brain fart. My apologies, everyone. But there we go. Waiting for the eggs to hatch within the next week. And then by the end of May, that's when they're expected to get their little bands tagged, all of that, so that they can continue researching. Oh, and there you see the mom bird readjusting. Yeah, she heard us talking about her, now her back is to us. All good things. Come on, you have beautiful babies on the way. But yes, for the time being, she's keeping them warm because it is chilly outside. Wow, she is still moving around, very active right now. Do you see this? Look at that, Crystal.
I feel like she kind of like digs a little bowl for the eggs to be in, so that when she sits on top of them, she's like comfortable.
Yeah, and it gotta be comfortable for her too.
I get you.
Oh, but yes, live look at the MSU Falcons incubating the 4 eggs. Very cute. Oh, and you have the names up there. Yes. Yep. So the parents, Apollo and Freya, and they have their 4 chicks, and so the names, I can only remember a few of them. There's, I believe, there was what was it?
Egbert? Are you talking about last year?
No, not last year.
Oh.
This year, there's Acorn, Reggie. I think there's a Ben Jr. And I forgot the last name.
How do you have names already?
Because we talked to the president yesterday. She came on Mid-Michigan Matters.
That's not fair. You got to know their personalities before you name them.
Right. Well,
like Pickles?
I think they're going to wait to assign the name so that they can check out, the personalities. But Acorn, personal favorite right there. So let me know what you like. Of course, you can go on WILX.com. You can look at our previous Mid-Michigan Matters little segments right there. But I'll get rid of this right now because, you can always go back, look at the Falcons. We could look at them all day. So let me take this down and instead show you where you can stay tuned with Studio 10. I know Claudia was excited to show you all the peregrine falcons. But Studio 10 gets started here in 50 minutes. So if you want to stay up to date with them, on their social media channels, and that way you can see all of the fun behind the scenes from Studio 10. You can also, if you go to their YouTube page, and let me pull that up for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Give me a second to get this mouse going, and I will type into YouTube. That's usually the place where I go to rewatch anything from Studio 10. If I'm like, what should I do this weekend, or what's going on in the area, or they have makeup tips too, and so obviously, yeah, and they have like summer makeup tips. I remember one last year that Nicole had, and it was talking about liquid makeup because a lot of those powders and that foundation gets heavy. So they were talking about like the little liquid bronzers and highlighters.
I use liquid blush all the time now.
And how do you like it?
I love it.
All right.
I love it. It's buildable, it's creamy, it's like a little, I love it.
Yeah, so here's where you can go. I'm glad you love it. That's good to know. So yes, if you want to learn how to do that, you just have to keep scrolling through Studio 10. They have so many videos, so it may take you a while. But hey, lots of inspiration and brainstorming that you can do, whether it's coming up with activities or things to do around the area, or just learning something helpful. Like Claudia was saying, she's going to be learning more about some of that history today on this Wholesome Wednesday on Studio 10. So go check that out on WILX Studio 10 for their social media handles, or if you're a business and want to advertise with Studio 10, or if you're out in the community and you want to participate in any of their giveaways, or you have any questions, comments, story ideas, feel free to email them, studio10@wilx.com. That is what you need to know, and that is what we have coming up for Studio 10. Again, they're coming up in just over 45 minutes here at this point, so make sure to check it out. We have BW saying, hello BW and Chris for joining, appreciate it. And BW says peregrine falcons are the fastest animals. Yeah, they're like crazy fast, especially when they're searching for their victim and preying on the little animal pool.
They should have had them down in Detroit. You know how they have the falcons and the hawks and stuff?
Yeah, they got the falcons down in Detroit too. Chris was saying, yeah, to scare away the little birds, to hopefully keep the NFL draft in downtown Detroit looking nicer and not so much little droplings everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, so they're going to see if those falcons can kind of scare them away. Or was it a hawk?
It was a hawk and a falcon.
Hawk and a falcon. There we go. Yes, yes. So
sounds like a buddy cop movie.
But speaking of the NFL draft, you want to stay tuned with News Time because we are talking all about that. In fact, David Andrews was live there during News 10 today at 11, and it looked so cold.
It does.
He did such a great job down there, but it just looks cold. I was like, David, I want to give you some gloves through the screen.
He had a Coney. He warmed up.
Oh, yes, he did. But here's what we have coming up today on First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. So, talking about Arbor Day this Friday, planting trees, taking care of the trees, and how you and the community can participate and uplift the environment around us, our atmosphere, just get more of those trees. So we're going to be speaking with someone from the MSU Beale Botanical Gardens on what you need to know for Arbor Day and just participate in this event. And we just had Earth Day, so this kind of ties into everything. And then coming up, as we just said, coming up News 10 at 5, we are down in Detroit for our newscast as David Andrews previews all of the fun and the circumstance of the NFL draft that is tomorrow, the 25th through the 27th. So you won't want to miss him talking about travel logistics, security measures, NFL fan experience. Oh yeah. And the economic impact the draft will have on the city of Detroit and state of Michigan. And this is the first time that Detroit is hosting the NFL draft as well. So big news.
They hosted the Super Bowl when I was in high school. So like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I'll say yeah.
Well, no, I meant like they hosted. That's what I meant. I didn't mean that far.
That's fine. They'll be in the Super Bowl next year.
They're in the Super Bowl. We hope. We hope. Wear your Honolulu blue. Get your blue Kool-Aid, all the above. Coming up, News 10 at 5:30. There are new rules going into effect that will require certain salary workers to be required to be paid overtime for hours worked over 40 hours a week. So our very own Riley Connell is speaking with workers and employers on what this means. So she'll break that all down coming up News 10 at 5:30 today. And then coming up on News 10 at 6, we are talking about talking to a woman from East Lansing who was arrested at Columbia University for protesting. So our very own News 10 Tanaya Jordan and is going to be looking at what has been happening at Michigan University and what is happening here at MSU. So we're going to be having all of that coming up for you during our 90 minutes of news. So make sure to tune in.
Also, Erin is going to be talking to East Lansing Public Schools.
Yes, Lansing Public Schools to explain the goals behind their $23.5 million bond with key features such as security and accessibility improvements and no tax increase. So that is what we have coming up on News 10 at 6. Again, Tanaya Jordan with the campus protests, and then Aaron Bowling with everything going on. Let me take this down real quick so you can see what we're talking about with the protests.
This is actually in Ann Arbor on the University of Michigan campus.
In the Diag.
Yep. This is about 40 pro-Palestinian University of Michigan student protesters who set up an encampment. This was actually set up Monday morning, and they're still there. So we're going to be taking a look. There's also some protests going on at the University of Texas at Austin, I believe, is the campus. And in just a little bit, the House Speaker Johnson is going to be speaking at Columbia University, actually. So we're going to have that streaming and on our website. So there's a lot of protests going on all across the country. Again, this is right here in Michigan, but there is also a one in Texas.
My apologies. The buttons here are being very strange right now.
Yeah, buttons are being very sticky today. So
there we go.
Yep.
Okay. But yes, thank you, Crystal. Yeah, this is a look into it and a live look.
This is a live look, yes.
Yeah, a live look. So you're seeing all of those tents. You're seeing the people walk around campus, and you're seeing people even with those like the stand-up tents too.
The shelter.
Yes.
Tailgating. That's the only thing I can think of.
I know, tailgate, yeah.
But they've been there since 6 a.m. Monday morning, and we haven't had the warmest, nicest weather lately. So
they're sticking their ground
Yes.
To make their voices heard. Yeah. Well, that is what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. And I'll pull that up for you one more time so you can take a good look at what we have coming up. And then I want to show you on WILX.com where you can find more of the weather, because it's always a great place to go if you're not just looking at the app. So let me pull that up for you real quick. We're taking a look at WILX.com. All you have to do is go to First Alert Weather on that top blue bar where Crystal's circling it right now. Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
And then, as you can see, Justin has that little line there. But if you want to learn more, because that's just a little synopsis, so he goes further into it, and as you see when you click down, First Alert, a freeze warning. So you wouldn't have known that if you didn't click Read More. Read more, and you get in-depth details into your forecast. He breaks down, how long will the freeze warning be? What will this impact your crops? It'll be cold for you as well. And then it shows radar and satellite.
Yes.
Let's mix the two again. So make sure to check that out. And you also get hour-by-hour temperatures. You get your 3-day forecast, 7-day forecast, 10-day weekend.
Almanac, look at that.
Yeah.
1915, the high was 87.
That is crazy.
Right?
Yeah, no, looking back at these is really fascinating too. So
believe it or not, Justin can talk for a long time. So that's why we've got so much wordage here.
Oh yeah, no, he is great at that.
Yeah.
And he loves giving the details. He loves the weather, if you couldn't tell. So
this is my favorite part. You can look at future and past radar. So.
And that just helps you really with your planning too, because if you're traveling and you're like, okay, say you're going here to Detroit for the NFL draft and you want to see if there's any showers on the way, well, you could take a look at it and see, no, we don't have any showers on the way. But another place to do that is, of course, the First Alert Weather app. So make sure to go check that out for free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. You're seeing on your screen all of the great different little, and actually there's a lot more to it. You also get the video updates from our meteorologists like Justin Bradford, Colton Sikoracki, Darren Rockel, and Andy Provenzano. All of those, and they update these multiple times throughout the day so that you're getting your forecast from real people, and they are taking the time to, with all of their knowledge and all of the science and the math behind it, and they are forecasting everything so that you can plan out your day. So again, make sure to go check it out. You can click where it says Lansing there. This is just an example. You can click there and do the Follow Me feature. You can change it to a location you're going to later that day. I have a friend out in Minneapolis who was asking me for the weather, and I checked it for her and was like, here's your forecast.
You did that? Somebody asked me for the weather, and I sent him a link to download the First Alert Weather.
You're right, I should have just sent it to her.
Like, why are you asking me? Like, just look here.
Just get it.
I was telling Darren this morning, too, like, yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's accurate and interactive and all that stuff. That's all very, very, very good. But none of that matters if it's not user-friendly, because you're not going to use it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's hard to use and it's not user-friendly, you're never going to open that app again. But this one is so user-friendly and customizable that it's just perfect.
And yeah, with that, Crystal mentions it being customizable. You can, I know some people, like the storm we had last night, I was able to get updates.
Yeah.
Lightning detected 11.7 miles away. Like me and my friend are like next to the window trying to be like, oh, there's lightning,
So
there's
Midwest.
thunder. Yeah, very Midwest of us. No shame, we love it. But if you don't want all those notifications, like for example, I just wanted it in that area for the time being, I shut off the notifications and just had it for my specific area. So if you're getting flooded with all these different notifications, you do have that option to go in there and change that in your settings. And also, you have the traffic alert updates as well from the First Alert Weather app. So if there's giant puddles, if there's any, construction or rain or storms impacting the travel, Crystal's getting excited about that.
I wasn't, Lions News.
Oh, Lions, oh, never mind, she had Lions
Yeah.
News. Oh, yeah, we'll hear about that real soon.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, for the time being, yes, go check that out for your First Alert Weather. And I'll just give you a live look over Delta Township right now. So we can take some live looks across mid-Michigan. So if you're about to hit the road, do some errands today, or anything else that you have planned, if you want to go Lug Nuts game later today, like a few of us are, then just giving you live looks so that you can, be informed on your forecast, plan it like we spent this morning trying to plan our outfits because, man, Michigan and Mother Nature can just be, you know, she just likes changing her mind sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. She has the right to do that. Live look over Lansing, our capital, and you see the flags in the distance, kind of a little breezy over there. So yeah, not only is it cold temperatures, but when you have the wind like that, yeah, that's not going to feel good. That'll make the wind chill, you know, will make it feel even colder. And taking a live look over downtown Jackson right now, you are also seeing more of those clouds. There's like no blue in the sky. There's not even the sun. It's just gray. And I mean, yeah, you're just going to have to expect those cooler conditions today.
Sorry, I almost punched the TV, but...
No, you're good. Let's get this on.
So we do have some Lions news. A little bit ago, we have from our sports reporter, Owen, the Lions agreed to make St. Brown the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And then we also have a rumor coming up that the Lions are also offering all-pro right tackle Penei Sewell a 4-year, $112 million contract, according to NFL Network. So lots of Lions extensions, some big names that a lot of Lions fans love. That's going to make for a pretty fun draft day in Detroit, knowing that the Lions faithful got 2 of the fan favorites for another 4 years. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
So you got all that Lions news, and then MSU news.
MSU
Antonio
news?
Gates Jr. So I'll give you a live look over MSU right now. Yeah, Antonio Gates Jr. entered the transfer portal. So that is huge news for Michigan State University football, and kind of a yikes right there as well.
Yep.
But,
we have that on our website as well.
Yes.
Owen's been working very hard to put all
Oh yeah,
this on
he's
our
been
website.
doing great with this. Yeah, so again, wide receiver Antonio Gates Jr. enters the transfer portal. Great person, great player, and so, you know, we wish him luck. But yeah, man, that is a loss for MSU because he's awesome. But yes, live look over Michigan State University. I'll give you a live look as you're heading out the door again, just kind of looking at that traffic. I know we're talking about all the construction, and today in News 10 Today at 11, we were talking about more construction that began today. So you can expect those over I-94 and US 127. I know this is a live look over I-496, but hey, still getting an idea of what to look at when you're hitting the roads. And then I'll give you that live look to wrap it up here on our News 10 Plus little digital desk today. Taking a live look over US 127. Traffic seems to be moving just fine out there, okay? They are moving along. There's a lot of space between the cars. Again, very cloudy, but roads look dry as well. So again, just keeping an eye on the forecast. Again, all you have to do is go to WILX.com, go to First Alert Weather, and you're able to search what our meteorologists have detailed out in your forecast. So again, what I'll kind of read over for you right now. Justin said, First Alert freeze warning has been issued for mid-Michigan from midnight to 8 a.m. on Thursday. Again, today's Wednesday, so going from midnight on Thursday to 8 a.m., expect that freeze warning. Temperatures are expected to drop into the 20s. So if you're one of those people who leaves your windows open at night, this might, you know, dip down a little too cold for you, so you may want to consider that. And then frost and freeze conditions could pose a risk to crops and other sensitive vegetation. So you just want to make sure you're protecting them before tonight. Again, midnight to 8 a.m. on Thursday, we'll have that freeze warning. And yeah, just make sure that you're keeping an eye on that. It is going to be very, very cold. I know some of us aren't used to that, especially because we're in the spring season now. You would expect it to be warmer, but hey, warmer is on the way. You just have to wait for May to get on the way. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and well, there you have your forecast actually. So I kind of skipped down real quick, but this is what Justin left up for you all, the 7-day forecast. You're seeing more of those rain showers coming in, so just make sure that you are keeping an eye on all of that. And he also put frost overnight, as you're seeing in our 7-day forecast, Thursday into Friday too, to keep an eye on all of that. And then it should be a warmer forecast heading into the weekend, but hey, we will just, again, keep an eye on it. So again, as you're heading out the door today, this is I-496, just taking a look at that. And as we wrap up, if you know the clouds have you feeling down, if you're feeling cold, not yourself, or maybe you're going through something tragic or something minor, right? It doesn't always have to be the big things, because no matter what you're feeling, your feelings are valid. And we want you to know that there is help out there for you so that you're not alone. You can go scan that QR code with your cell phone's camera, and it'll pull up a list of resources across mid-Michigan throughout our counties here. And we list several different resources per county. And I just want to make a note of this. We're not saying you have to choose those ones. They're just recommendations, some guidance tools for you, so you know where to go and seek those resources. And I know sometimes it can be hard to take that step in going to seek a resource. You know, you put it off, you're like, oh, I don't need it right now. But just having that resource readily available for you when those moments do come is super helpful, and I can speak on that on my own experience as well. So again, go check that out. Talking to a therapist, a counselor, just someone to talk to who, you know, is that person who's not quite involved in your life, and they don't know the other people in your life and all of that. So there's no judgment. They want to help improve your emotional well-being. That is the mental health care professionals helping you with the treatment and the prevention, and also just recognizing the signs and symptoms. And they can help you with coping habits and, you know, holding you accountable and just being someone who's there to listen. If you just want someone to listen, they are there for you too. And throughout the year on News 10 here, we're going to be sharing stories from community health members on their own personal journey. Again, no matter what that may be, whether it's something that was a little minor and it's, you know, really carried the weight on them and it's hard to let go of that, or if it's something really tragic and, you know, you're a little traumatized from something too, or just traumatized, know that you're not alone, and there are those resources out there for you. I can't stress that enough. And hey, if you are going through stress, I know that can be something that you feel, you know, life is busy, and so lots of things pile on. If you just need someone to kind of let it all out to in a kind way, those mental health care professionals are there to help you do that. So again, make sure to go check that out on News 10 all year long. We'll have those stories coming up. And May, which is happening next month, is Mental Health Awareness Month, just overall encapsulating mental health and the prioritizing your own emotional and mental well-being. So we'll have those stories coming up. And I know a few of us on Studio 10 during our 90 minutes of news, First at 4 on Mid-Michigan Matters, and even News 10 Today, all over the board here on News 10. We are sharing those stories with you so that you know, again, you're not alone. But you guys are all halfway through the week. We are making it through. Hopefully you are off to a great day, even with the lack of sunshine, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to have a good one. So maybe you can get some soup today. It's kind of like a soup day. Me and Chris always like talking about Horok soup, delicious. So you can do that, maybe make some cookies, watch a movie, anything of the sort to help you relax or whatever. It's your day. You make the most of it. But have a great Wednesday, everyone.